guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom to an only child going in third grade. In third grade, not going in third grade, in third grade. Anyways, I am going to give you an update as to what we are still doing for third grade. As most of you who follow me know, this year has already been really wonky, so I wanted to give you an update on everything we are doing. So if that is something that interests you, keep watching. So this year started out wonky because we are doing everything new this year. And so a lot of things weren't working, was working, and I just want to give you an update on everything we're doing as far as curriculum. So let's start with language arts. So I don't have an actual curriculum book to show you, but I can show you that we are doing the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 3. I didn't want to be doing the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts, but my daughter requested it and it's working, and so we're leaving it at that. It's going well, so I don't want to rock what's working right now. What I pair with that is a lot of things. So even though I'm using that as kind of like our base curriculum, I am pairing a lot of things aside from just that. So we do, in the morning, she has like her morning work, and in her morning work, she is writing a sentence from her daily affirmation into a notebook. Super simple thing to do. And then she does her own spelling. So spelling is definitely, this is new to us this year, and it's working out pretty well. We use it as a tool. We don't do everything in the book. We use it as what works for us. So we are using Verizon's Spelling Level 3. I love that it comes with a vocabulary book. So she does like 2 or 3 pages out of the week's workbook, and then she gets tested on the words on Thursdays. And then what's going to be incorporated is I'm going to be incorporating using this notebook for vocabulary. We already kind of started using it as that, so I'm just intensifying it because I really want to hone in on vocabulary this year, as we haven't really focused too much on that in the past. So I believe vocabulary is learned through writing. So what she's going to do is she's going every week for her spelling words, she's going to copy her vocab into the book. And then for that's for spelling. Then once a week we are doing Mostos, which is a reading curriculum, and we do this only once a week. We read the one story on Tuesdays, I believe, and we read it. I have her read the entire story to me, and then we discuss some follow-up questions, some comprehension questions, some themes like setting, plot, character, all of that. And then she takes the vocabulary. I take a printout from my teacher's guide and just print out the vocabulary for her that's in that book. And then she's going to be adding that vocabulary to our first tab here. But not only is she adding the vocabulary, she's going to add a sentence using that vocabulary word, because I feel like she needs to add it in context to really understand and grasp it. And a lot of these vocab words are good. Like, I know she's not going to know stagecoach, blacksmith, Cooper, furrows, you know, like these are words that are going to be fairly new to her that are in these stories. So that is part of it. And then Ooh, almost just spilled my coffee. We then go into the notebook and she completes 1 or 2 pages depending on which one I want her to do for the week. And we complete it how we see fit. We don't always follow the direction to the T, or I cross like pages out where I don't feel are necessary. Or if it's a lot of writing, I usually cross it out because we're already doing a ton of writing. So we use this as a tool, and we don't use it, definitely don't use it always every week. And that is another thing that kind of deals with the vocabulary as well. So to pair along with language, we have, this is our base for the good and the beautiful. And then we're doing vocabulary, we're doing reading, we're doing spelling on our own. And to add on top of that, we are doing Jack Chris Publishing Winning with Writing. This has been a game changer. She loves this. It is super, super easy. It is something she can do independently and ask me for help if she needs it. And it's 1 page a day. So it's literally like, this is the day's work. Sometimes it carries over on the next page, but it's never like too big of a deal. And it gives and leaves plenty of room for the child to write a sentence when they need to even just write 1 sentence. Yeah. So like it's very boring. I mean, it's black and white. I never thought I would love it, but I do. And she does. So we go with it and it's working. And it's eventually, there are 2, I think, books. There's like a first semester and a second semester. Answer key is totally up to you. I don't ever really need to use it. But like right now we're learning about like quotes and how to use quotes in writing, with direct quotes and indirect and stuff like that. So plus. And then she does have her handwriting with Zahner Bloser. I'm in between. I'm indifferent on this. I think it's a great book. I think for someone going into cursive, it was slightly complicated to start, because this isn't a like rainbow system. It's not a number system. There's not like a 1, 2, 3, and I guess it kind of gets there, but it's starting it out, it was just not what I expected for her to start handwriting, and I'm going to show you why. So like it's in color. It has tons of QR codes, which are really convenient. But when starting, like this is how we started handwriting. It wants you to learn the basic strokes first. So it has like pictures to kind of give you an example of what they mean. But I just assumed that she had to write the letter, and I'm like, how is she supposed to know how to loop it and all these things on the first day of cursive? But what it really just wanted her to do is the stroke. So we did this page wrong until I talked with a friend who's doing it too, and we're like, no, it's just the curve. So it's practicing the curves, and it literally says trace an undercurved stroke at the beginning of each lowercase letter. So we just didn't do it right. And it's telling you how to practice it here. So it's telling you where to start. Like it has the green, and it wants you to use the strokes. And so we're only doing about a page of this, like twice a week. So we're taking our time. I don't want to overwhelm her with this. So again, a lot of just pages of practicing the strokes. And then we're going to get into, I want to show you the example of where it does. Okay, so I'm wrong. I was very wrong. I just hadn't gotten that far in the book to see that. They do have a number system. So it is teaching them up is 1 and down is 2, and this is 3 to do a U. So eventually she'll get there. We're just taking our time through the book. So it will be a little less confusing as we go. But for someone starting out, I don't know that this is the perfect curriculum for that, but we're going to stick with it because I'm not totally opposed to it. We're just going so slow that it just, you know, it is what it is. It's working. I love the context, like they're writing, not only just practicing writing, but they have stories, or it's a book review. They have an invitation to write in cursive at some point, lots of QR codes to give examples, adjectives, write the words and phrases. So it's really, I did a whole video on this if you want to check it out, but right now we're sticking with it. Next up is math. So we've been kind of all over the board with math, but what we have stuck down to is math with confidence. I did a whole video on this as well that you can check out. It's working and we're beginning to use this as a tool as well. Whereas if there's a concept being brought up and I don't think she's going to grasp the concept, we're going to stick with what works and what we know and go from there. What I love about this curriculum is that it's kind of a spiral and a master approach. Every new concept taught, there is a page that teaches it that you need the teacher's guidebook to do it. I love that there's a separate guidebook for that. Don't like the manipulatives, but I love the separate guidebook. And then, there's a page where she has to complete on her own for the concept, practice problems for the concept that she just learned. And then there's a second page. So there's 2 pages she's supposed to complete on her own for each lesson. And one is a practice page of the current concept and one is review of previous concepts, which really hones in that master, but yet spiral at the same time. So we're sticking with this. I can't say if we're going to do it next year or not, but for right now it's working and we're using it how we see fit. We are still continuing to do Curiosity Chronicles for history. We do this once a week. It works out great. We do some of the like activities. They give you quite a few to pick from each week, and sometimes we do one, sometimes we don't do any. It depends on our time and how our school day is going, and if I find that they're fun or not fun or whatever. This curriculum is great. I love the approach. This is a conversational approach to history. So we have our 2 characters, Ted and Mona. And so Ted and Mona bring us through history, through ancient times. So this is great. We do a timeline book as well with stickers to implement into our timeline. And then we also created just a plain history journal. So I will print out some pictures randomly off Google, and she will add a sentence or so about the pictures so that she has a visual guide to remember by. Sometimes we do this every week that we do history, sometimes we don't, and then we just catch up or spend time catching up on it. Science. So as of right now, we do science as a group with a group of people. So we were doing zoology through Apologia, and I stopped that. So right now we are doing health and the physical body from Good and the Beautiful. We are really enjoying this. I love how they simplified it. I love all the pictures. They always have great diagrams, illustrations, the vocabulary, and stuff like that. So the activities have been really cool and worth doing. we did a few of these on our own here at home, but now we are doing this with a group because we have decided to quit our co-op. So anyways, like there was an apple experiment to show like how we chew, and we're to cut out the vocabulary words. I'm not making her write these. We're just discussing them, and then they're on our science wall. So we'll probably do this through the end of this year. I'm not sure what as a group we're going to continue doing after, but that's what we're doing for science as of now. Then we're also doing music composers, which was really kind of fun. I thought it would be really boring, to be honest, and my kiddo really enjoyed it. So we're doing that with our group as well. I don't know if that will continue after the year, but as of right now, in this half of the year, rest of whatever is left of this year, that is the plan. We do also have 2 hours of gym a week. We go to 2 different open gyms, so we're getting plenty of movement and keeping our body healthy. So I'm trying to think of anything else I'm missing. We do read like a current event or a history event of some sort at least once a week, and we also read like a poetry book once a week if we get to it. It's not like oh my god, we have to do it. And then occasionally we read a Bible story as well. The Good and the Beautiful also has us reading some of the books through them to go with our language arts. So we are fully rounded and we fully have a load. It takes us, I know this seems like a lot, but because we're only doing some of these things once a week, twice a week, it's really not a lot. And we can pretty much be done with school in an hour. Sometimes more, depending on if we're doing an activity or an experiment. But we are pretty much done by like 10:30 every day if we're starting at like 8:30, 9. So it's working for us. And then we have the day to do independent things, go on field trips with friends or play dates or whatever, and just kind of not be so school focused all the time, because I do think that's just one part of homeschool and everything else is still a big deal. So when I say like I use things as a tool, for instance, this is not part of her curriculum, but this is what she's going to be working on for her warm-up on Monday, which I'll have to fix because I just scraped half of it off. Just to give you an idea of what I mean by using a curriculum as a tool, you can pretty much do or use it however you need or see fit, and add into things that you need to focus more on. So I think that's it, guys. This was just complete what we're doing this year. I can update you as I go. We were doing 50 states, but I'm pausing that for now. As we finish out the year, I have some other things that I plan to incorporate in the new year, and so you'll get an update when that occurs. But that is it. I hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe down below, hit the like button, let me know in a comment. Have you used any of this curriculum? What are you using for your year? But this is our 3rd grade year. I'll see you in my next video.